If you're teaching meditation to children, it's important to know that many of us, when we're learning how to meditate, we feel that we're in a vulnerable place because meditation is an intimate practice. And therefore, it's really important that whoever's facilitating the meditation create a safe space for those learning. Here are some ideas and some things that help me to create a safe space for the children that I'm teaching meditation to. One of the things that's important is to consider what situations the children might be coming from before they come into your class, or if you're working on one-on-one with children, or if it's your own child, to consider what situations that child might have come from before they sat down to meditate with you. For example, the children might be tired. They might have been at a sleepover the night before and they're sleepy. Or maybe they didn't get a chance to finish their snack, so they're a little bit hungry. Or maybe they just overheard an argument and they're a little bit rattled by that. What I like to do a few moments before my meditation class begins is sit down with myself for a moment, quiet time, and consider all the different possible situations that the children might be coming from. And then when they come into my class, then I can be sensitive to their needs and sensitive to what they might have experienced before they came into the class. I also like to call children by name. I think this is really important because when we call them by name, they feel heard and they feel seen. And that makes them feel safe in their class, or even if we're working one-on-one. I also like to encourage children to check in with me before we go into the meditation time together. And that's really easy. We can just ask them how they're feeling. How are you doing today? How are you feeling right now? If this is our own child, we can ask them, right, as we're sitting down before we go into our meditation time. How are you doing? How are you feeling? And that really helps create that safe space that they need. Also, if you haven't taught meditation to children very often or never have done it before, and you're teaching them meditation and you feel nervous about it, go ahead and tell the child that you're nervous and say, I'm a little nervous about this. And that helps the child understand that it's okay to be vulnerable. And I think that really helps create that safe space. Also, whenever possible, don't set a lot of rules and restrictions. For example, if the kids move around a little bit during their meditation, don't make a big deal about it. Or if they peek, open their eyes during their meditation, it's not a big deal. In my experience, these things don't actually affect their meditation practice. And all in all, I think they feel more safe knowing that they have a little bit of leeway here. And what's also really important is to avoid labeling children. And we all do this, and it's really easy to do. And if we can just become a little bit more conscious of when we're doing it. For example, we might say, oh, you're so smart, or oh, aren't you shy today? And although that's how we make conversation sometimes, what it can do is put the children in a box. And if we're creating a space that's safe for children to learn how to meditate, they want to feel like they're not being put in a box, they're not restricted in a certain way. So although it can be really hard to break this habit, we all do it, I even do it, just be more conscious of it, and eventually it'll become easier and easier to let go of labeling. And lastly, allow the children to speak uninterrupted. Before the meditation or after meditation, there might be some discussion time that you hold with the children. And if you can allow the children to speak freely and not interrupt them, that adds to creating that safe space so they can learn how to meditate in a place that feels really good. Again, when teaching meditation to children, it's really important to create that safe space where they feel heard, they feel seen, and they feel open and able to take their meditation practice in the direction that they choose. Thank you so much.